Here we are, Chapter 20 of Men in the Mississippi. Treasure is where you find it. Pirates had come to this bayou long ago, frightening the birds. Snowy egrets swarmed up from the swamp at 6 pirogues, almost awash with the weight in them, slid to a small island. Bearded men carried chest after heavy chest into bushes, where spades flicked sand from a pit. When the chests were buried, each man backed towards shore, brushed away all tracks with palmetto fans. The boats retreated, and the birds returned to their tangles. Hours later, when the Gulf came, cannon thunders and rattles of musket fire. Then the swamp sank back into its quiet, dark-stained water, half hidden by hanging curtains of Spanish moth. Nothing remained to show that humans had come here, and those men never returned. One wild hurricane evening, waves changed the island. They swirled its sand in new spits and patterns, uncovered the nest of many chests, undermined and sank them. New mud slid over them. Winged seeds spun down, and one cypress tree grew there. Its big root pierced rotting leather-sheathed wood, pried apart iron bands binding the chest. Small rootlets fingered gold pierces of aid and polished jewels. The cypress tree grew old, straddling treasure beneath 4 feet of water. Its flared-out roots made a bared vault. Currents had many times washed the hoard clean, only to silt it over again. Now Minn made her home here. From a domed palace with buttresses, root columns, she sallied forth to hunt, crossing a threshold of rubies, emeralds, diamonds, and enough gold coins to ransom princes and kings. Thus Minn lived on a glittering heap of what? Rich jewels, once more, were merely stones, and one of earth's heaviest elements, melted neatly into gold wafers of equal weight, was returned again to the care of earth and water. For Minn, her doorstep of so-called treasure was only a hardness, like water-worn pebbles. Frogs drummed in the bayou, mosquitoes whined, alligators roared, a few egrets stood on dark cypress knees, wading herons poked under trailing moss. Swimming minks, otters, and muskrats traced thin lines on the surface and vanished tails. Dark paths of water suddenly rippled, were swiftly still. Air moved with wings. Minn had not noticed the patched old scow. It drifted slowly, turning on the dark bayou. A breeze swung tatters of moss, prodded the waterlogged craft, and died with the effort. When the boat touched the roots of her cave, Minn walked over her silk-covered pavement and drifted slowly upward. Above her, a push-pole leaned from the end of the scow. A white face, topped by a carrot-red hair, looked over the side. "I hate turtles," muttered the boy softly. They shrieked, "Turtles! I hate turtles! I hate 'em! I hate 'em!" And Minn sank quickly, and now came a torrent of blows. The push-pole beat at the twisted roots. It stabbed between them, down and down again. It jabbed gold coins into the mud. It toppled gold candlesticks, scattered a stack of jeweled swords and sabers, punched through the rim of golden chalice, and burst a small casket of diamonds. Whatever it struck was jarred free of silt to shimmer and glitter and gleam, while Minn, safe in her root stockade, watched the jerky paths of the pole taking fire in the water. Then it was over. The pole jerked upward. The bayou settled to shadowy calm, but the voice snarled, "I hate everything. Call me poor white trash. What if Pappy ain't got no money? He's got cricks in the back, can't do nothing but sleep and whoop me. And that's not right. Just wait till I get $1 million. Hey, you old crow up there, think you safe? Just wait. With $1 million, know what I'd do? I'd buy me a shiny gun and see him blow you. Crows to feathers so fine that they'd sift down like soot. Buy a cannon and blow up the bayou and all the folks. But no, that ain't so smart. I'd buy me a yacht, and then all the things, and see up to New Orleans. And they better hurry up. They better say please to me and go into politics. They'd vote for me, and when I was growed, I'd be the boss, and they'd work and make 'em work plenty. I could be the boss of the world if I had a measly old $1 million. A graceful pirogue slipped into the shadows beside Minn's cypress. A slender Arcadian boy peered past soft curtains of moss. "I pity him, that one," he said, watching the scowl poked jerkily away. Anyway, he bites. That's a scared, sick dog. And so he wants the $1 million. Millions are here, in these bayous. Old pirate stories are true. Pirates killed, robbed ships in the Gulf, buried big treasure in these bayous. Then they died and couldn't use it. Now it's God's. Grand Pierre, he says, too many folks go crazy and die, just wishing and digging and worrying and wishing for treasure. Grand Pierre is a wise man. He says you find riches only as a gift from God. That one in the scow there, will he find $1 million? Only God knows. And me, why should I find $1 million? I don't need the treasure buried in God's banks of sand and mud. This is maybe the great satisfaction. With gold in town banks, does one handle the gold? No, one has the paper money instead. So Grand Pierre says we Cajuns have the same as buried treasure. Stars for diamonds, and nobody gets killed for them. Gold of the shrimp and the crab from rich waters, the silver of shining fish. Isn't that treasure enough for us to dig it? And time, for us, that's enough. Us Cajuns, we've had it as tough as any 200 years back, to hear Grand Pierre tell. When we came down from Canada, did we make the big plantations? No, we took the swamps nobody wanted. Do we sit and wish for $1 million? No, we worked. We are still very proud of how hard we worked. So now we've got everything we need, and nobody is happy like us. Maybe even we are happy like that old turtle. Hey, you down there, you happy? Come up, friend, and have the talk. Maybe I'll give you music with my guitar. You and me, we got plenty of food, good place for living. We got the waters and the bright blue sky, and we're just as free as that old crow flapping away out there. Grand Pierre, he says there's nothing better than just being free. Free like the Mississippi from beyond those far trees, running forever to the sea. The end. Minn of the Mississippi. Oh, hey, that's that same picture that they used on the cover. Was the end colored picture. Minn sitting on all the treasure at the bottom of the sea. Chapter 20. The end of Minn of the Mississippi.